Hey guys, this is part 2 of the Glambo Design blog series on designing your own branded marketing package, and we're going to be creating a flyer based on this inspiration piece that has a light amount of text and features a large image. You can see it'll be adaptable for many uses. Well, let's get started. So, create design and find the correct size. We'll use flyer. That'll be the right dimension. And as always, there are plenty of templates, but we'll be starting from scratch based on our inspiration piece. So let's navigate to our photos and uploads, grab a nice image that can be used in a large way. It has a lot of space around where we could overlay text, just like in our inspirational piece. And when I saw this, I noticed this little graphic at the intersection of the corner of the photo, and I'd like to see what it would look like to include a large version of our logo there. So let's try to place that. Yeah, that's interesting. I like that. Might need a little more space when we want to introduce text, so let's resize that photo. And now we're going to want to start bringing in our text blocks. So those two sections at the bottom that kind of highlighted 2 event times or sessions, we'll consider that our most important information here, what we want to drive our audience towards. So we'll make that in one of our branded fonts and work with our all cap styling. Let's make that a little more bold and play with the spacing to expand a little, and then we'll use a duplicate to do that second block. Now for the next paragraph sections, grab the subheading block, and obviously we can make complete customizations here, so it really doesn't matter which block you choose, but it's helpful to start with that size. So I'm going to play with the styling. I want to center those directly below those headers, so trying to find what would be the right width for that. Get into our space a little better. Expanding the letter space, you can adjust them by number as well to make sure that they're exactly the same. And you see there was a bracket that they're using. It's a little clunky. I think we want to do something lighter for our brand. It's a bit like Architect's Digest, I guess. Clean and crisp. So I think this shape would look nice. Rotate that exactly to 90 degrees. Kind of, the Canva system clicks into place when it's at one of the right angles. Next, it's time to work on that large title text. And Canva has a lot of pre-created text blocks that can really inspire you. And even though this isn't our font, it's close, and I know that I want to stack my text this way, so I'm going to grab this one, put it in place, and start entering my text. Well, that looks nice as it is, but I like how they overlapped it, so I think I'm going to play with the placement there. Let's get more of the text, play with the spacing to give it a little elegance and expand its presence. Maybe bold. Yes, our other font, the third font that we established for our brand, Alexa, is a pretty good use here. Oh yeah, now putting that in our actual brand font really starts to make it come alive and it looks like our other piece. Okay, so we're just going to experiment with the sizing and placement a little. And this is something that will really depend on your photo and your text. It's something that our inspiration piece really can't help us with. They have a completely different look. It's going to fall in a different place on the image, so we're just going to have to do quite a bit of experimenting with the size, spacing, and it'll help if I get all of my text in there. So get my introduction subhead, which can be very small because it's kind of assumed text that fills in the blanks. Get everything all aligned. Don't forget to continually check that, but you'll find that some fonts just don't logically align when you use that tool. When I align that bottom piece of text in Workshop, it aligned to the far right, and it really needed to be bumped over a bit. Just tighten this up a little. So I really love the photo. This font is delicate enough that it still shows through considerably, but I want to make sure that the focus is on the image. And we're starting to look good, but we still need to introduce more text, the large body text. And this is where we can start to have trouble with our composition because the more text you introduce, the harder it is to balance. So let's get everything in and start adjusting the sizing and spacing to see if we can tighten this up. And this is filler text. When you have real text that you have to fit in a space under any condition, sometimes it can be easy to have restrictions like that, and sometimes it can make things hard. So right now we're just using filler text. We want to have a big focus on the image, but it's so large that we could definitely do with making it a little smaller and getting things away from the edge of the page and away from the edge of the photo. So let's see where we can make adjustments there. Now we have a little extra room to bump that up. And now we need to introduce some important contact information. We've gotten down our key vital information about this event or this workshop or whatever this function is, but we do need contact information, which can be pretty small. Size 10 is one of the smaller sizes you would want to go for print. 8 points is still readable, but something smaller than that might be a little hard to read. You'll find with flyers, and the more text that you're working with, you'll spend time just experimenting with whether different ideas that you see and different possibilities that you see. At first I thought I wanted all of this to be left aligned just like the others, but I think making it right aligned in the corner and setting it apart makes more sense. You can show different hierarchy in that way. Now I'm thinking that for this event, the actual event information is a little more important, and my contact information is the assumed information. They'll know where to look for that, but what they really need to see is the details of the event. So we're going to go a little more quickly here because I experimented with a lot of different layouts, but realized that the date and times and the price of this event for this specific subject matter is the most important. So I separated that out after a lot of experimenting and adjusting the size, moving things up. And I put the contact information all on one line at the bottom of the page. So just making some adjustments here to make that divider a little more delicate. And now that I'm looking at it as a large composition, I want to introduce one of those other warm colors. Get it? Warm colors that we had used on our social media graphic. So I'm going to use this gold color. I'm going to try that for our title. And let's see. That looks really nice. Tighten things up and give a little more space here at the bottom, a little more breathing room for the contact information, and really make that carpet smaller. And let's try to introduce that gold color one more time. Just a few formatting changes I wanted to make. And sometimes if it's content that you have control over, you can think creatively about how you want to list that, just depending on your design. Centered. Canva's guide tool showed us that with the purple line. As a whole, it looks pretty good. Compare it to our inspiration piece. Certainly inspired, but has a life of its own and looks really refined with our brand applied. So to save our file, we'll just click the arrow, click download, and PDF is best for print, or you can just do a JPEG for web.